Hi. You probably don't know me, but odds are you feel bad for me. You see, I'm Prospector's wife, Tara. I know what you're thinking. Oh, that poor woman. The truth is, he's the sweetest guy. Most of the time. But when he starts rambling, yeah, you have no idea. It's actually far worse than you can imagine. In fact, here's a little taste of my world. It's time for Prospector's Picky Pet Peeves on Rock 107.
So, things that drive me crazy that probably nobody else thinks about. Signs that flash open at stores that are clearly closed. Like, I don't know, maybe in Clark Summit, there might be a Verizon wireless store that at 2:45 the other morning, it was flashing open, open, open. There's not another light in the store. It's almost like a black hole in there other than the flashing neon open, open, open in the window, which I don't see how you walk out of the door without seeing that flashing as you're locking it. But what do I know? Don't get me wrong. It's not that I thought the store was actually open, open, open. It just aggravates me.
All right.
I saw this in a newspaper article. A young infant. Here's why that bothers me. How many old infants do you know? None. Well, if you're an infant, the young part is implied.
Seriously?
And I heard a PSA on the radio for the March of Dimes. And it says, the March of Dimes improves babies. That sounds to me like some kind of weird scientist Boys of Brazil experiment I don't want to be a part of. If the March of Dimes improves babies' lives, great. Improve the successful birthright of babies, I'm all for that too. But to improve babies sounds genetic and a little creepy.
All right. You think that was bad? Try living with him. Love you, honey. Mean it.
Breaking the news that's already broken. It's time for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
A Scranton man got charged after allegedly flashing his neighbor and urinating in her dog's bowl. Man, this guy's so bad at feuds, he's beefing with a Labrador. Pennsylvania lawmakers are considering replacing the state song, so if you got a song about potholes that rhymes scrapple with apple, now's your chance. Baristas at the Starbucks on Kidder Street in Wilkes-Barre voted 15-1 to unionize. That's right, Starbucks employees want better wages, health care, and just one shift where they don't have to explain to a grown man what a macchiato is.
Making sure breaking news stays broken. Tune in tomorrow for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
Two from AC/DC. One song you'll probably hear on this tour, Highway to Hell. One song you haven't played live since 1991, Money Talks. Two for Tuesday at Rock 107. Something opened over the weekend, Kate, that's bringing back a piece of history. It's the Prospector Show on Rock 107. And Kate, Saturday, the doors of the old Sugarman's Building in Iden swung open for a new chapter.
The site, shuttered since 2019, now houses a vibrant indoor market, bringing together local businesses and community spirit.
To me, I'm hoping it's like a Reading Market terminal kind of thing, but I don't know. It sounds more like a farmer's market for people who are too lazy to go outside.
Vendors from bakers kneading fresh dough to butchers slicing prime cuts and artisans crafting unique goods fill the space with energy.
I can imagine you go to the baker stall, the guy's like, this bread's hand-kneaded organic sourdough. And I'm thinking, hand-kneaded, you mean you punched it a lot. My mom did that to me, too, and I forgot to take out the trash. Oh, and it's $10 a loaf. Great, I could buy a whole bakery for that back in 1995. Does the bread come with a car or a coupon for therapy?
Open Thursdays through Sundays, the market offers a one-stop shop for fresh produce, handmade crafts, and specialty foods.
Then you go to the butcher, and he's got the proud look like he personally raised a cow. It's grass-fed. It's free range. Free range, so the cow is wandering around living his best life, and then bang, you pinged it. I just want a burger, not a cow with a 401k and a LinkedIn profile.
Community donations and local entrepreneurs made this revival possible, turning a nostalgic landmark into a hub for commerce and connection.
I mean, it is cool that it is reopened again and that there's business being done. That's great. Like, the artisans are the best, though. There's a lady selling candles, hand-poured, lavender-infused. Hand-poured? You mean poured with your hands? That's just pouring, okay?
Organizers say the market not only supports small businesses, but also preserves a piece of Iden's history, drawing crowds eager to shop local.
If your hands aren't covered in wax, you didn't hand pour it. You poured it out of something else. But you know what's kind of cool? The place feels alive. People are in there. They're chatting. They're doing things. Kids are running around. It's like a huge family reunion with much better snacks.
The initiative has sparked excitement, with visitors praising the quality of goods and the sense of togetherness. It's a step towards revitalization, the area's economy, one loaf of bread and a handmade candle at a time.
I'm all for it. I want this to succeed. I'm just saying maybe a discount bin might be okay. You know, for us non-artisanal folks who just want like a $2 muffin. Can you help my brother out? Is this a grande win for workers or just a tall order for coffee chaos? It's Prospector Show at Rock 107. And Kate, will this stir up better pay or just froth up trouble?
Baristas at the Starbucks located on Kidder Street in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, made a decisive move by voting 15-1 to join Starbucks Workers United.
15-1. That's a coffee shop or a revolution. I'm not sure. It's like picturing those baristas, you know, the green aprons on, holding a vote. All in favor of better wages, say latte. And they're all like, latte, latte. Except one guy, and he's like, decaf. Who's that guy? Probably the CEO's cousin or something.
This vote marks the store as the 40th in Pennsylvania to unionize, reflecting a growth trend among Starbucks employees nationwide.
I keep thinking about that one person. Like, did they mishear the question? Unionize. Oh, I thought you said euthanize. No way. Now they're going to their 40th store in Pennsylvania to unionize. Good for them, but good luck getting your mocha when you're double parked on Lackawanna Avenue and they're out picketing for dental.
Starbucks Workers United, which represents over 10,000 baristas across more than 500 stores in the U.S., is pushing for improved wages, better benefits, and enhanced working conditions.
Look, I get it. You want better pays, benefits, all that stuff that unions usually bring? I'm all for it, man.
The union's effort comes as a part of an ongoing contract negotiation with Starbucks, which began in early 2024.
And the union's fighting for guaranteed hours. Guaranteed hours at Starbucks. That's like asking for guaranteed sunshine in Seattle. Good luck with that. They'll schedule you 15 hours one week, 43 the next, and expect you to thank them for the flexibility. And they'll be like, oh, you can't pay your rent, but you do have time to practice your latte art.
The Kidder Street location's vote strengthens the union's presence in Pennsylvania and adds momentum to their nationwide campaign.
I mean, Starbucks, they're not some mom and pop shop. They've got more money than God. Their CEO pulling in $113 million a year. $113 million. You know how many Venti pumpkin spice lattes that buys? Meanwhile, the baristas are out there striking because the company offered them a 1.5% raise. 1.5%. That's not a raise. That's a rounding error. That's like, here's an extra nickel. Don't spend it all on gum.
Starbucks has stated it's committed to bargaining in good faith, but no final contract has been reached yet.
You know, corporate sweating. They're probably in a boardroom right now. How can we spin this? Maybe we can call it like a green apron empowerment initiative or some crap like that. The best part about Starbucks on Kidder Street unionizing, finally giving employees the power to say, no, Karen, your Frappuccino is not an emergency.
Prospector can be a little hot-headed. Sometimes he can be selfish. He labors to get through most social interactions.
Sometimes you can be kind of a jerk.
Today, he asked the question, am I a jerk? On Rock 107.
All right, so Mother's Day is coming up on Sunday. My mom's been gone for about a decade or so. But when people talk about their moms and things they do with their moms, I like to retort with things like, oh, that's cool, that's fantastic. I'd love to do that with my mother, but I can't because she's dead. And then I laugh, and they look at me like I have 6 heads. But I do like that joke, and it makes me happy, and I don't know why, but it makes me wonder, am I a jerk for saying that about my mom? What do you think, Kate?
I said, yes, you are a jerk. There's a time and a place for jokes like that. Not the time, nor the place.
It's 10 years after. Come on. Of course, knowing me, I made that joke 3 days after, but that's the way I do with these things. So we're asking you if I'm a jerk about the way I talk about my past deceased mom. You can hit us up open mic or on the rock lines, or you can text. We got a lot of people chiming in, so let's get started.
Yes, Lola from your Facebook said not really, because sarcastic humor is not really understood or appreciated by all.
Let's hit the rock lines here. What do you think? Am I a jerk?
Yeah, hi. I don't think you're a jerk.
You don't.
You know why? You should have reworded it, though. If dad is like a final word, passed away, or, you know, whatever, something, a different word, but dad is like dead.
Well, that's the point of the whole joke, you know. I can't do it. She's dead.
Right. But a lot of people, you know, take that to heart.
That's the exact idea of why I think it's funny. All right, go ahead.
Guy from your Twitter said, it's kind of hard-nosed, but if that's how you cope with your loss, it's your business. I'm going to say no, you're not a jerk today.
Okay, I appreciate that. Got a text in here on the rock lines. She was your mom. The others don't know you or your personality or the kind of relationship you had with your mom. Not a jerk.
All right. Well, Ashley from your Instagram said, I normally agree with you on stuff, but yeah, this is a little jerkish.
It's running a little less 50-50 than I thought it would. Let's see how it continues to roll on the Rock Lines. Rock 107. Am I a jerk?
I don't think it makes you a jerk, dude. I think it makes you unsensitive to the way other people feel, because death is something that people are very scared of.
Okay.
And it might make them feel uncomfortable also because they don't know how to react when you say that. Maybe it'd be more sensitive to say, my mom has passed. I really could wish I could spend time with her.
But that's too on the nose and realistic and nice. They're not going to get the shock value out of it.
All right. Well, Al from our Instagram said, for those who have not gone through this process in life, they can't imagine. It's not being disrespectful. It's how you find comfort for still not having her in your life.
Got one from the Rock Lines texted in. If it was someone else's parents, then you would be a jerk. But for yours, no. That's an important distinction. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good call. Chuck from our TikTok said, yeah, you're definitely a jerk on this one.
On to the Rock Lines. Does this make me a jerk the way I talk about my mom when she's passed?
I don't know. I mean, my mother, God rest her soul, she had a good sense of humor, too. So she wouldn't take an offense to it. But people are so sensitive nowadays, Prospector. You got to be careful. You can't say nothing. Don't get me wrong. You're a jerk. You're mostly a jerk, but this time I'm going with you. You're not a jerk.
Mostly a jerk, but this time he's with me that I'm not a jerk.
And Matthew from our Facebook said, I'd say yes. Maybe people don't know you personally, so they don't know how to take that. So yeah, you're kind of a jerk today.
All right. In the question of am I a jerk for making the joke about my mom, I'd love to do those kind of things. I can't. She's dead over and over again. Does that make me a jerk? According to you, Northeast PA, just slightly, I'm not a jerk. Oh, and I lost my dad this year, so guess what? I'm doubling down.
Life's pretty tough right now. There's plenty of bad news, but it's not all bad. It's time for the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
A farmer from Minnesota named David DeCook found a 3.8 carat diamond at Crater of Diamonds State Park in Arkansas late last month. One report said it could be worth up to $19,000. He said it looked like a candy wrapper at first.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107. Ladies and gentlemen, grab the kids, call your neighbors, and gather around the radio.
It's now time to announce the winner of Prospector's Jam Bag of the Day, as decided by you at rock107.com.
We uncover the most baffling, ridiculous, pathetic, cockeyed, laughable, preposterous blunders in the world of misdeeds. Nominee number 1.
The great thing about Thomas the Tank Engine is that he's always on time, and he's not a speed demon putting young children in danger. A 32-year-old woman in New York named Danielle DeSilvia was caught speeding at 102 miles per hour last Sunday morning, and she had a 2-year-old in the SUV at the time. There was also an adult male passenger in the vehicle. When the police officer asked her why she was driving recklessly, she explained she was late for a Thomas the Train event. She was charged with reckless driving, reckless endangerment in the second degree, risk of injury to a minor, and failure to stop on the right side of the road. She was released on $500 bond.
Nominee number 2.
Okay, clearly he wanted a head start. Last month, police were called to a disturbance involving an intoxicated individual. As officers chased the suspect on foot, a 22-year-old man took advantage of the situation and stole the unattended police vehicle. The original suspect was quickly caught, and the stolen cruiser was later found abandoned nearby. Police tracked down the 22-year-old, arresting him on charges of theft and possession of stolen property. The stolen vehicle was recovered in good condition, and the investigation remains ongoing.
And the winner is
the woman who was speeding at 102 miles an hour with a toddler in her car because she was late to a Thomas the Train event. I guess you were even later after the cops pulled you over. But at least you're the Yam Bag of the Day. And we'll move on to Friday's Yam Bag of the Week competition. Keep it here for all the nominees for Prospector's Yam Bag of the Day, weekday mornings on Rock 107.